Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 47 of the Scottish Silverback Podcast. And I think it's just me and Jack today. Greg came up with some bullshit excuse before we started, and I've not heard from anyone. So, but anyway, we're the two main guys in this podcast anyway, so fuck them. So we'll touch on something that's not bodybuilding related. And did you watch the England-Spain game?
Seen the highlights.
Yeah.
I didn't entertain watching the whole thing, but it's what I do nowadays anyway, to be fair.
Yeah.
I used to be a diehard, and I'm not, but I paid attention. But yeah, a lot of disappointed people, I imagine.
So you used to be a diehard football fan?
I used to be a diehard Celtic fan, yeah. So
All right, okay.
Parkhead every second weekend. I was at Henrik Larsson's last game at Parkhead against Seville. I was in a list with Henrik Larsson as well. I remember that.
All right. Sounds like you got a bit of thing for Henrik Larsson, mate.
But once upon a time, I moved on.
When was the last time you were at a game?
Bill Heath. What's that?
When was the last time you were at a game?
So probably the last time I was at a game was Scottish Cup final. So Ross County, Dundee United. But then there was Ross County and Celtic, and that was at Hampden.
Right, okay. What year was that?
Must have been like 8 or 9 years ago.
Oh, right, okay.
Such a big event here. There was a sign in Dingwall as you left that said "Last person, turn the lights out," because everyone went.
All right, okay.
It was huge. There was like 6,000 people, and I think the population of Dingwall was like 7 or 8. Or at the time,
fucking hell!
It was huge. So
Jesus Christ!
Actually, but to be fair, it's not a lack of interest thing. It's just I'm involved in other things now, and I don't have the time to go and enjoy these things as well. So.
Aye. So my pal got us tickets for the Old Firm on the 31st of August. So, mate, I've never been to a football game. I've never been to an Aberdeen game. I've never been to a school football game. I've never watched a game of football in my life all the way through on TV either. But the Old Firm's one of those ones where, I've been living in Glasgow for 10 years in August. And obviously I see like the city and the way it changes and like the police presence and like the marches and stuff like that. And it is actually pretty cool. And I've got tickets for that. So that should be pretty good. I think from what I know, which is very, very limited, is that this is the first time in a while that the away fans are going to be allowed into Parkhead.
Right.
So that should be pretty electric. So
it'll be a big contrast for you because you're a rugby guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think you've been to quite a few rugby games.
Yeah.
So, like,
yes.
You're in a mixed crowd. You're drinking.
Like,
So it's the polar opposite of that.
Aye, yeah, big time.
Yeah, you wouldn't get that.
No, I can't wait to see it because it's just one of those. It's like one of those like big Glasgow Scottish things. You know what I mean? So the whole Old Firm. So no, I'm dead excited for it. So I don't know what my mate has planned for it before, because he knows quite a lot of boys that will be going. I don't know if he's expecting us to go to like some of the local pubs and stuff like that. I don't know, but it'll be a
few rounds on the bag to get warmed up.
I mean, that's the thing. Like one pint will ruin me. So I know it's a bodybuilding podcast, but try to be as truthful as possible. So on Saturday night, I got pished by myself, which was pretty tragic to be honest. But so basically, one of my pals came round before Ibiza. Mikey brought round like a 4-pack of Peroni, and there was only 3 of us that came round to my flat before we went to the airport. So only 3 of them got drunk, and 1 got left in my fridge. And I was like, it really annoyed, like, you know me, mate, I've got really bad OCD, and there's just this beer just staring at me in the fridge. And I was like, I'm not going to bin it. It's a waste of beer. So I had the beer, and I was like, cool. Well, the next step then is to obviously tan a bottle of wine. So I tanned a bottle of wine, and I have no recollection of that night. I ordered a Papa John's, don't remember eating it, don't remember ordering it. I bought like cookies and stuff from Rude Cookies around the corner, ice cream.
The gateway.
What? Aye, mate. So fucking hell. I obviously I mix my grains with the beer and with the wine and stuff. So, but I woke up fine. It wasn't too bad. I was still a little bit drunk when I woke up in the morning, but I woke up fully clothed in my bed. I was like, the fuck, how did I get here? So
it's remarkable though, like with drink, right? How you would think the bigger the guy, the longer it takes. It's not always like that.
No.
It's I've seen myself take a long time to get drunker. I always used to think a lot of the reason why I don't drink is because it takes so much to get drunk.
Yeah.
And then I don't see the point in just having one. It's like, if you're going to go full send.
Aye, 100%.
But I remember there's been nights where like I've had like 1 or 2 pints and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like I can feel this. But
Yeah.
I've got a memory of actually one of the first times I competed, and I must have just been doing like my own thing, and I obviously fucking heard dry white wine night before the show.
Yeah.
2 glasses of dry white wine, and I must have been about, fuck knows, I was a junior, probably 80 kilos, if that.
Uh-huh.
I was absolutely wasted. Like, absolutely wasted.
A cheap date.
Yeah, just the next morning, I looked like, well, I looked even worse, and I felt like shit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. The weird one drink.
I'm the same. So I remember my 30th. I was chain drinking all night, and I was drunk, but I wasn't like out of my mind. And like in Ibiza, there it's hard to drink quite a lot in Ibiza because number one, the heat. I don't want to drink alcohol in that. Aye, and then sweating constantly as well. Like you just end up pissing out all the alcohol anyway. But that was an instance where it was completely opposite. I remember after one beer, I just sat there watching TV like, fuck, that's one.
So much stronger abroad though.
Aye,
so much stronger.
So God knows what happened there. But no, the whole I think we've touched on. Well, we always talk about like the night before protocols and all that sort of stuff, and people always ask like, it's, obviously you coach people as well, so it's like, oh, should I have like a wee bit of wine the night before? And I've never done that with a client ever. I've done it with myself, and that's why I don't do it with clients, because I didn't notice anything from it, other than feeling pissed and like trying to gulp down white wine when you've just dieted for 20 weeks. It's fucking disgusting. So white wine's minging anyway, and yeah, I don't think it's the direct effect from the alcohol. I don't actually think it's that. I think it's just because you're relaxed. It relaxes you, so they say, and I think that helps flush the water out if you have any. If you have like cortisol related or nerve related water retention, it might help with that. But I never really tell clients to do that, just because I notice nothing myself from it. So it's that's the benefit of having people who have done everything, and I'm sure you've done everything as well. Just like, white wine, carb load, fat load, depletions. Fucking, I don't think I've not done something that people still do to this day as well. So, like I'm still quite baffled that people still do carb depletions. Like that still baffles me. But I mean, each their own. I mean, I've seen guys look absolutely insane. I remember, what was his name? Remember Max O'Connor?
Yes.
Max O'Connor used to do carb depletions, and I was always like, how does a man that big, why does he need to deplete for 3 days? And how does he get that full after depleting for 3 days?
Because if you're that lean anyway.
Yeah. It made no sense. So it's like, I think the better way to view a contest prep as a whole is it's a 20-week depletion, essentially. You're depleting yourself over time. So therefore, why do these things last minute?
Things like it's just. I think this is like a common thing, right? Especially people who do their own thing, is that they will always look at what they did the year they got the best result or what made them feel good.
Yeah.
And that in your head, that becomes like what you should do, and you'll find people who are continuing what they were doing 10 years ago today.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just a habitual thing. You've not had anything else to prove it wrong.
Yeah. So this was the first year that I ever done a cheat the night before. I've never done that. I've always been, Nick's never suggested it, but I've always been kind of too scared to do it myself. And so yeah, this was the first year. So I done a burger and fries. I done a burger and a large fries before burger and medium fries before the Scottish, and a burger and large fries before Alicante. And before the Scottish, I was dead panicking about it. Like, see, when Nick suggested it, I was like, oh, I wish you didn't say that. Because like, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to chance my luck, and I've done it a few times with clients. It's not a method that I particularly employ like a lot, but I remember sitting in Five Guys at Silverback, and I was just like panicking as I was eating this burger, and I was just like, I feel I'm going to look worse because I'm panicking about eating this thing. But then I had to reassure myself that, if you keep doing the same thing every single year, that's just the definition of insanity, expecting different results. So, yeah, exactly. So
you did Did you not do things slightly differently this year, like every week? Did you not have like an off plan?
Yeah, so in the 2019 season, we done a Five Guys every Saturday until a week out. And Nick, when we started this prep this time, Nick was like, "We need to do that again because 2019's PCA British, the NABA British." Sorry.
That's like when you cleaned up, wasn't it?
Yeah, so those are quite good looks. So we agreed that because I'm what was that? That was 230 between 230 and 234 that season. Because I'm 20 pound heavier, that needs to be in. And I was like, yeah, okay, I agree with that. That's absolutely fine. I'll do that. Obviously, spoken about before about not doing any cheats with Patrick, and I thought that was a big mistake. And it's obviously it's wee things to look forward to at the end of the week as well. As much as sorry, you go.
It's funny though because you would think when it gets to the point of the show that it's something you've had in every week up until that point. You know how your body takes to it.
Yeah.
You know your guts don't explode all over the place. Like it's weird how that irrational like thought process steps in.
Yeah.
This thing that I know I have every week, all of a sudden I'm concerned about it.
Yeah. I know, and that was the weird thing. That's what I was doing. I was sitting there. I was like, "It's fine. It's fine. It's fine." You know what I mean? So, and then, like I said, it paid off. So it'll probably be something I do in the future going forward as well. And the cliche, like quarter diazide, half diazide after you've eaten that meal. But we talk about a lot of sciencey stuff, this sciencey stuff, that, and some bro science still prevails. And I think the cheat meal the night before for some people, not everyone, is definitely a good thing. So, like with Kurt,
I was going to say it's a funny one how like person to person because with Greg this year, that's what we learned a lot this year, right? So I benefited a lot from being fed up during prep.
Yeah,
it definitely paced up fat loss, definitely paced up performance in the gym, like held performance in the gym. But in terms of visually, like before a show, I don't think it's something that benefits me. There's a benefit elsewhere in the prep.
Yeah.
When it comes to actually picking.
Yeah. And that's good. There's a formula you and Greg have kind of worked out, because like I said to you last week and the week before and the week before that is like this year you looked fucking unreal. And I think just a few more refinements to that formula and that's you 100%. So
it's like every year there's like something you find out something, and it's just getting less and less things now. The list is getting
that doesn't work. 100%. And I think that's the when you've got like first timer clients, we've both been first timers at one point as well. Also, we came up for the juniors though, but you've got first timer clients and they're expecting to reveal this Olympia level physique, and I was like, it just doesn't work like that. Even though your coach is very informed, a lot of expertise with hundreds of bodies over the years, there still is an element when it's your first, second, even your third time of experimentation and trial and error. No one body works the same. I think that's something that people need to kind of take away, is that just say you do a first timer show and I don't know, you're a little bit flat or you're a little bit spilled and you're just like like the client's fucking raging or whatever. It's like, look, there's a learning process. You will nail it, and once you've figured out your formula, then you just keep repeating it and we keep refining it, and then from then on you're going to be more successful as you go. So don't be downhearted when something doesn't work.
It's like the power of elimination, and it's like when you're coming up, when you're doing this for like the first time, there's like all these things, there's all these methods, all these like variables you can change and fuck about with, but it's like it's one at a time. If you go in fucking change everything, how do you account change to whatever singular thing? You know what I mean? It's like, that's what I try and say to people. It's like, it's every year. It's like, it's not just a get on stage and do it once. It's like a process.
Yeah.
It's for you to actually like take your final form. It's like years of capturing information, and it's like trying different things. And it's fucking annoying. If something did not work for you, then 3 years down the line, that's like what you should do. It's changes. So
and it goes all the way to the top as well. It's not just amateur level first timers. It's the Olympia level. They trial stuff all the time, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. People switch coaches at the top level all the time, and every coach has got a different method. Every coach thinks they're right, and we see some physiques on the Olympia stage just like, what the fuck have they done? And so I tried this, it didn't work, don't do it again. So
it's there when there's like emotion as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go into like you can go into panic mode, and it's like I think that the guys who can remain the most numb, like to all these things, and almost like step out of themselves and like
Yeah.
ignore everything in your peripheral. That's the guys that'll do well, and they'll have low stress, and these last minute changes and stuff are stupid.
Yeah.
Which I'm like 100% been guilty of, and I think that's why this year, again, I've probably seen myself like the best I've been so far. And like if I look at what was different, a big thing that was different was I would internalize a lot of things in previous years, whereas this year it's like, I'm like, I want nothing to do with it. It's like totally remove me from the thought process, especially social media. Like I don't think I've ever been so absent on like social, and it's like, and I really benefited from it.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways as well. So I think your ability to kind of switch off and like remove the emotion associated from it as well, you'll make better decisions.
Yeah. With your next prep, mate, you need to just send me your photos directly.
Yeah,
because I go on Instagram like, fuck, he's not posted. Oh well.
No,
so
I will. I was it was nice, but like I think you do miss like having like I do like if you comment on a picture, you do appreciate like what people have.
Oh yeah, you get a buzz, aye.
You do. So no, 100%. Maybe I was probably too close this year. So again, learning. So somewhere.
Aye. No, that is the fun for me. That's definitely the fun for me is the constant just trialing things and just refining that formula and refining the end. Usually you're refining those kind of landing points, especially for us as super heavies. You're refining those last wee bits, but that's part of the fun. And you know, one of the members of Future actually came up to me. I know he watches this, and he asked like, "Give me a tip. What's your number one piece of advice for a first timer?" And I basically said, I know it's cliche, but just don't put pressure on yourself. Just enjoy it. I know that's such shit advice, and it's like boring, but like I genuinely mean that. Like you're not gonna. It's rare people hit it first time. Like you can, and don't get wrong, you can be a wee bit off and still win your class. Like you know what I mean. So, but don't expect to be 100% in your first show or your second show. I mean, it took me 12 years to turn pro, so look at it that way.
It's like being realistic. It's maybe a bit different now because now you have shows that are entirely first timer shows. So everyone there, so going in and having the expectation of getting first, it's maybe a bit different now. But like, if you're in a show and it's not just a first timer show, I just say to people like, if it's your first time, you're going to, for the experience, again as cliche as it sounds, but to like know what it feels like to like. Because when you step out, I remember the first time I stepped out on stage. I remember it so clearly. My jaw was just like chattering. I was like, "Did you see my jaw? Did you see my jaw?" No one's seen it, but I just remember it, and I was so focused on that I wasn't focusing on my posing or anything. But the second show I did, like all that's done and dusted.
Yeah,
it's like that's what I see the first show. It's been beneficial for.
Yeah, I know that was the exact same for me, and I remember I've told the story before, so apologies if people find it boring, but I remember the ramp at the NABA Scottish. You come up from backstage and then you turn left, like that. I remember walking up that, going, "Holy fuck! Holy fuck! Holy fuck!" And you just stand there. The crowd was only half full at the time because usually the prejudging was half full and then the finals were full. And I remember standing there. I was like, this is fucking amazing. This is so cool. And it was that moment. I was like, yeah, this is definitely what I want to do. But like you said, you know, it's one of those ones where even for us, you know, even though Alicante was probably the hardest I've been worked on stage, it went by in a flash. It really did. Like when people say to me that were there, like, "Oh, did you see this? Did you see that? Do you remember doing this? Do you remember that?" I was like, "No, don't have any recollection of doing that." So like when you get told to hit a backdoor bicep about 40 times, you kind of forget everything else. So yeah, it's one of those ones where if you are watching this and you are doing your first show, like really try and soak it in. And I was so bad for this when I was a junior. I was just begging for the show to be over so I could go and eat. Like, don't do that. The food will always be there. It will always be there, and the food, trust me, anything you're craving right now, it's not what you think it is in your head.
It's underwhelming. It's the biggest disappointment like ever. Like
it's like my sex life.
We'll have a separate comment.
Yeah, we'll do that in private. Sorry, before I start crying.
Yeah, no, it's so underwhelming, and I think like again, it's like back to I think I made a post at some point on my story through prep, and it wasn't suggesting that I was at any point in recent years food focused, but I have been the least, or was like in no way food focused at all this year. You know, in the past, like someone in your family could have be eating something, you're like, fuck's sake, that fucking stuff.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely couldn't have cared this year. Like all all I had in my head was like result driven.
Yeah.
And that's like probably the first year I've been fully in that kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, it's food is the most underwhelming aspect of it.
100%. There's like, don't get me wrong, like I have enjoyed like times post show where you sit down with like the missus or you sit down with your pals and you're like, yes, like it's just the feeling of knowing that you're kind of free essentially. But I don't remember, there's not been one thing I've eaten ever in 12 years of competing where I've gone, that was exactly the way I fucking pictured it in my head for those 20 weeks.
Yeah.
Not one thing. There's been good meals. There's been good, like sweets and junk food and that, but nothing that's been like, that was worth me fantasizing about that for 6 months.
Yeah.
So
I think so. I sort of proved this to myself. So after the Scottish, so I had what brought the pneumonia on the COVID. So at this point, I'd lost my taste. I couldn't smell fuck all. And Greg was like, so after the show, he's like, look, mate, just take the rest of the day off. Just have what you want. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'll fucking taste anything. So
yeah.
We went to a restaurant at home near us, and mate, I literally just got like soup and steak, and it's just so it's like if someone tells you, your coach tells you, go and have whatever you want for the rest of the day, then someone tells you they went and had soup and steak. But I swear to God, that was like more than enough, and like ticked off any slight like instinctive craving I had.
Yeah.
It was enough to like hit a reset and realize that I'm not that fussed for this.
Yeah.
Just having like a sort like it was less the steak, more like the condiments, like the sauce, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That was genuinely enough. So you don't after your first meal.
Yeah, I always have a chocolate myself, right? So when you see it's always bikini girls, right? So they come off stage and they fucking sprint to Five Guys. They have fucking 2 burgers, 2 large fries, or they have like a large Domino's to themselves, and they're like this glamorous masterpiece in the day of the show with their hair done, their makeup done, posing's fucking immaculate. I just picture them the next day, like on the toilet, like fucking absolutely fucking just spewing their guts out. And it's just that always makes me laugh. See when I see posts from like bikini girls like, oh, it's my Domino's like that. They're always like that with their Domino's and their crispy cremes in this hand. I'm like, I want to see the next day. That's going to be funnier than that. So
taking a bite out of a cake and keeping your eyes closed for 3 seconds.
That.
We there was a year actually. So I think it was after I think I won the medium at PCA Scottish just 4 years ago. We went to that World Buffet across the road, and I had
the one in Motherwell.
And I found out very quickly that after about 6 months of no dairy, you don't go and eat 3 trays of macaroni cheese. The toilet was up about 3 flights of stairs, and I remember spending about 45 minutes. I was lying on the floor of this cubicle. I remember actually with my head underneath it, speaking to Dean, telling him we're still there. Like, I think that's probably one that hits a lot of people because the first thing people go for is shit like pizza. And,
yeah.
Like the amount of people I've heard destroying their guts after.
If any top tip of what not to eat post show, it's probably I've got three that people do. Number 3. Why would anyone? I don't know if you've done this. I have, so I can say it. Why would anyone want a fucking pint when they come off stage? Trust me, it's shite.
Did that in Maidenhead? Yeah.
No, it's definitely. Like, I'm not a big beer fan anyway, but what was it? Was it a pint? So I kind of like Staropramen, the Czech beer.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was like, I just want a pint of that, and I was like, cool, that tastes like piss. Mm-hmm. And I was like, just so underwhelmed. I've not drank Staropramen since. That was after the Arnold UK. Mm-hmm. Number 2 would be an Indian. My client Miles in 2021 went for an Indian after the British, and he was like, I'm in fucking agony. I was like, obviously you went for the most spicy cuisine on the fucking planet. What do you expect? And probably my top would be to avoid would be pizza. Like, don't bother with pizza. Give your body at least 2-3 weeks before you touch pizza. Obviously the go-tos are obviously like Domino's, Papa John's, like Snappy Pizza in Aberdeen's fucking dynamite, by the way. And there's just far too much lactose there. Trust me, you're going to regret doing that. So, like, what did I have after the Scottish? We went to Babs in Glasgow. Have you been there?
No.
The Greek place. That's fucking amazing. So we went there, and that's quite lean. That's like,
sort of like Turkish style, like
yeah, Turkish style stuff. So, you know, you're not sitting there going, "Oh, this gets my protein content up." It's you're actually enjoying it. It's like hummus and pita breads.
You want to flake with it?
Aye. And then after Alicante, we went to an Italian.
That's where we went.
We got-
We went to an Italian. Wow. We went to an Italian and I ordered a pasta, right? And I was trying to keep away from cheese intentionally. And the guy came out in a fucking cheese bowl, spinning the pasta in a bowl of cheese.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh, cheese wheel.
Yeah.
I remember looking at Gemma being like, I just said to her, I'm trying to keep away from cheese. And this guy's literally spinning it in a big wheel made of cheese.
You want the cheese? You're stupid. You don't want the cheese.
Getting it. So I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was all right. It's fine.
Aye. So we went to it was down at the marina. It was like the far edge of the marina where we went for the Italian, and I just had what did I have? Pretty sure just bolognese and bruschetta for starter. So and that was absolutely fine. Then a wee bit of gelato afterwards, and then I think I just sat and ate Haribo in Darren Amarie's apartment after that. So they were good. I was high as fuck as well. So I got brought a joint over, and yeah, that was class. So me, James Murphy, Chris, we all just shared a joint and then just sat monged, just eating Haribo. I was like, it's fucking amazing. Aye, and had the best sleep ever. It's fucking amazing. So, and then the morning after, I had, because obviously, see the breakfast at the El Plantino is actually really good. It's one of the better like hotel breakfasts. And
they're like you could tell they were running around like headless chickens because there were loads of bodybuilders in.
yeah,
Not used to that amount of food going out.
yeah. I had 3 bowls of granola and Greek yogurt. It's talking about like not having lactose, but I felt it was fine, so I was like, fuck it. And then it was all good. And then I had like a few cookies when I got back to Glasgow. So yeah, so top tips the first time I was like, it's not what you think. The food's not what you think it is. You're building up this huge thing. It's not going to be that. So, but apologies for talking about food if you are fucking 3 weeks out or whatever it is, or whenever the next first timer show is. But yeah, so top tip there. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen. So we've got the Chicago Pro this weekend. Let's have a look. Here. Right. So I'm actually prepared this week. I've got everything. Yeah. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So Tim Budesheim's doing it as again. He must have done about 40 shows this year. Fair play to him. And then Reese is doing it as well. I didn't actually know he was doing it, but you know, he's had a really good run. As we spoke about Reese last week with his 6th place. What we should do, I think I might actually, obviously he's got that this weekend. See if we can get him on either next week or the week after. It just depends when he's free, and that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully Reese pulls out a good result there. We've got Lee, South Korea. He's really good as well. Yeah, Mustafa. To be honest, I would love to stand next to Mustafa because I just want to see how I would compare to someone that thick. Because Mustafa was a junior when I was a junior, and I remember, he won the 2014 IFBB Worlds, which was natural, which clearly fucking isn't, because Blessing won that as well a year later. So he won that. I remember seeing this photo, and I was like, fucking hell, I look nothing. I'm not even close to that. So yeah, I'd love to stand next to him. Samuel Pierce, that's been a while since he's been back on stage. He's been away for a long time. But he's got a really nice, pleasing physique. Speaking of which, obviously, we both know, do you know Stu Mack?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in Australia just now, and I thought, I don't know if you know anyone who's been quite a decent prolific bodybuilder and gone over to Australia. I don't know. We've actually got quite a few Australians that watch this, but it seems to me like Australia is a terrible place for bodybuilding.
I don't know. Someone could correct me, but I've got family out there. I've got friends out there, and I know for a fact that the PED side of things is much more challenging than it is here and in the US. So I'm assuming potentially that has something to do with it as well.
Yeah, I think it's to do as well with the food. Like the food prices are pretty mental as well. Stu did tell me like how much like 100 gram of salmon costs, and I was like, no, please tell me you're joking. That's fucking insane. So not many. You'd think like with Australia, with its like sporting heritage, very proud, of their rugby, of their own sports, their Olympic teams and stuff. You'd think they produce incredible bodybuilders as well, but it's just not the place for bodybuilding. And like you said, I think the PED thing is a huge factor as well. But we have to remember that obviously Lee Priest came out of Australia, but he seems to be the only one that came out. So, and he was mostly American based when he was big as well. So, yeah. Who else there? Mohammed Fodder, Jordan Hutchison. I'm not really too sure who he is. Justin Mackey. That must be the first show he's done in a while as well. Mm-hmm. So it's a good lineup. Yan, sorry. So that's it's a better lineup than it was last week, I think, in Vancouver, where John Jewett won and Tim Budisham came second. I thought John Jewett looked amazing. See if we can find. I posted. Oh, I need to go back. I posted him doing the winning shot. Bodybuilding Without Borders must do this full time because
it's constant.
It's constant.
Yeah.
So that's John there. That must be prejudging. Like that's pretty mental.
He's improved a lot as well. How long has there been between John since he competed this year and the last time?
Sometime last season, was it not?
So it's just a year.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. He's done insanely well. I've always liked John's physique.
Unless it's like, unless he's done a lot in that off season, or he's just done his prep completely differently or something. I don't know, but
yeah, like he's so intricate, and I think we all are quite intricate. But it's like when you see his posts, he's like, okay, so I lowered my carbs by 15 grams. I'm like, what? Like, fucking hell, right?
I think just because of how informed and how pernickety he is, like he will know exactly, what that's going to do, and I think it's like it'd be so good to be that in tune with your own body.
Yeah. So it's Big Tim. He looks probably one of his best looks. So again, Tim was a junior when I was a junior, and he was the talk of the town in Europe anyway. When I was coming up with the junior ranks, and don't get me wrong, it's incredibly impressive. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from him, but I think his waist has gone a wee bit a wee bit too thick through here. But judging by his structure, I think he can definitely pull that in. I think he can definitely improve that over the next off season. Because if he had his waist nice and tapered, I think that to me is an incredible physique.
Has he got a rear lat spread?
Yep.
Because he looks so wide, but if you look at him from the front, it's like a posing thing or something. But
see if there's a front lat spread. I think as well, like in the back, he's kind of a little bit incomplete through here.
Yeah.
Through the rhomboids and teres major and through the lats, but that's front lat spread.
Yeah. I can see the thickness in the waist of the front lat.
Yeah. So, but no, he looked good. I've always liked him.
Yeah.
I don't think that's anything to do with it's NPC Universe. So yeah, it's going to be a good show. Chicago Pro is always a good one. So I'm excited to see that. There was something else I wanted to bring up in Bodybuilding Without Borders. So this is the 212 lineup for the Dubai Pro, which is that's next week, isn't it?
We looked at that last week, didn't we?
Angel, I don't know how you pronounce it.
Wild.
He looks good. I saw him in Orlando. He was training in Iron Religion for the Olympia, and that does him no justice at all.
Really?
Like he's just a walking striation. So impressive.
So full.
Yeah. Like that. Trust me, that does him no justice at all. He's a really nice guy as well. So I spoke to him for a wee bit the day after the Olympia. His English is really good. Spanish. So yeah, 212s. I think the 212s get too overlooked. I think.
Probably, yeah. Well,
they don't. You know, it's hard being a dwarf. And that's it. And that's it. So yeah, so the Chicago Pro should be good, and then what are we? Dubai Pro, and then the Tampa Pro is always a big one as well. That's always a key show in the American schedule. So
coming up.
Yeah. So it's going to be good to see what happens off the back of those.
I'll be interested to see how Reese gets on as well, because he's doing he's representing the country, I suppose, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any. I don't know what like the other guys, the British guys, are doing this year. I'm going to go back on. I'm sorry, I'll reshare my screen. Go on Reese's page. What's first? No, he's not uploaded anything new since we last showed him on the podcast. But no, I'm super excited for him. It's going to be good. And it's good because obviously Reese must be a few years younger than me and about the same age as you.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so it's good to see people like, or guys your own age, smashing it.
100%. Well, Nick Walker's not far off my age, so.
Oh yeah, fucking hell, that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
So
makes you feel good about yourself, that, doesn't it?
That's actually a good point. So actually, I don't know if my client watches this, but I wasn't even sharing it there. Shit, sorry. No, it doesn't matter because there was nothing new anyway. No. So one of my clients was talking about like how he was. I won't divulge too much because obviously it's a bit personal, but like comparing yourself to others, and I thought if we could maybe touch on that a wee bit because I'm still guilty of that to this day. I mean, I just did it right there with Mustafa and stuff like that. So, the one person I always compare myself to was James Hollingshead, not in terms of like my physique, but in terms of like timeline.
Where you want to get to?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, James turned pro when he was this age. He turned pro. He won this when he was that age, and I'm like, fuck, I'm older than that now. Like, and like I think now being a little bit more experienced, I am able to kind of drown those kind of voices out. I'm able to say to myself, look, like you're not him, he's not you, and there's no point in wasting energy on other people's physique, other people's accomplishments. Like just applaud them, which I do. I'm a huge fan of James. I'm sure you are as well. Yeah. Applaud them and try and emulate them as best you can, even if they're younger than you, older than you. Doesn't matter because obviously, success leaves clues, as the cliche saying goes. But it's true. So, like for instance, there's that Spanish guy who's 22 who turned pro. I can't remember his name, but he's got a phenomenal physique.
I know who you're on about.
Yeah. I'm kind of like, right, what does he do? How did he do that so young? Let's see what he does. Let's see how he trains. Let's see how he eats. And just if there's anything you can pick up from someone, that's the way to go. And like I said, I've been very guilty of being like, so and so did this, so and so did that. And you kind of have to move away from that. Like you're not, just because such and such turned pro at 25 doesn't mean you need to turn pro at 25. You know what I mean? So
it's like situational, it's contextual. Like no two people's journeys are the same. Like,
and
I think if you can caveat it as well up here. Like if you look at the situational aspect, like resource and environment and community that we have available to us up here is rather slim versus down there. So the odds of us, being taken into someone's arms from an early age to have a mentor, from the first day you step in the gym is pretty slim.
Yeah.
But we sort of had that, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Down south, the odds are you can walk in pretty much most gyms and there's someone there who's competed at some decent level and someone you can go and speak to. And we never had that, so I think how good your start point is I think that's the most important part.
Yeah. For instance, like imagine being 16 again and being able to walk into an Ultraflex. That's your first gym. You're sorted.
Yeah.
Just you've got Kuba, you've got fucking Nathan, you've got Ant Bales, you've got all these pros in these gyms. Just if any 16-year-olds are watching this, go to bed. No, if any 16-year-olds watching this, just copy them. Copy everything that these people do. Don't get caught up in TikTok. Don't get caught up in Instagram. Don't get caught up in any of that. Sit in the gym like I did in JGB in Aberdeen down at the beach. Sit across from the free weight section and just watch.
Yeah.
Just watch them. Like they're more than happy to allow you to watch. And that like I'm so I talk about jealousy and like comparing yourself. I'm so jealous of like the 16-year-olds now of what they have in what they're like even in Scotland. Like, you know, there's Shawlands Academy's right around the corner from Future Fitness. Like I would have done anything. I'd have sold my mum to have that opportunity to train in a gym right around the corner like that at lunchtime or whatever. Because a lot of the guys are not guys. A lot of the kids come in and train around midday at their lunchtime and stuff, which is excellent. There's so many young guys in there that do want it and all that. But I feel, obviously, I sound like an old man now, but I feel like they're just getting caught up with the wrong things too early. But imagine having those facilities when we started. Like, I'd love to see like where I would be now, having had that. But like you said, we were both very lucky. We trusted the right people. We were introduced to the right people at the right age. So, and even now with all the information we have, all the coaches we have, all the gyms we have, I think we're still, very fortunate to meet certain people when we did.
Yeah, you're learning from someone else's mistakes.
Yeah.
But no, I think the whole comparison thing, like that's 1,000%. Like, and looking at it on a timeline like that, like I 100% do that, and it's the two people I do that with will be you and Greg, because he's around my doorstep. So if I drive, he's the first guys I pass. So it's like, it's I think I've always like been very like my eyes have been within Scottish bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like never looked at myself as like I can't realistically look beyond that. But
you can.
I can compare myself loads as well.
Yeah.
100%. It's normal, but it's not good to do.
Yeah, it's totally normal. You are that is, and I think that's quite a few guys and girls' downfall is they just get too wrapped up in what others are doing. Like it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing, as long as you're doing the most you can with what you've got.
Yeah,
that's it. Like that,
yeah,
that's the way I see it. As long as you're doing as long as it comes to the time of a competition, you can tell yourself like you've done absolutely everything you possibly can, and there's no need to be set about a result. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. Exactly. Well, that was good. Good to round it off on that one. Very informative. But that's approaching 45 minutes now, so we'll stop people from getting bored. Cheers again, guys, if you made it this far. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Contact either of us or Greg or Erin with any kind of questions regarding the podcast. And as you can see, the podcast, if you're new to it, is just a couple of guys and a girl, occasionally, talking. So, yeah. If you want to know anything, comment down below. Do all the social media stuff, and cheers again. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
That was better.
Got fucking...